Welcome to DocTalk with your host, Brent Leavitt. And DocTalk with Brent is sponsored by Battleborn Financial.
Hi, welcome to DocTalk. I'm Brent Leavitt, owner of Battleborn Financial Advisor and Health Insurance Broker. We're joined today again with Dr. Hazlett, who's giving us some more scoops about primary care practice here in Pahrump. I want to take the time to get more in depth about medical care and the things that she's passionate about. At the beginning of our segment, I want to talk a little bit about keeping care of our chronic conditions. We've talked a little bit about that in the last two segments, and I want to continue that talk and talk about how you can get better care and access to care as you continue on, especially at our office. And then the second part of the segment, we're going to talk about being healthy and wealthy and wise. And I want to talk about how we can make sure that we are doing really well in the future and the view and the vision we have for the people of this great, wonderful town. I want to say also to check out my website, battlebornfinancialadvisor.com. We have a new tool on that website where you can actually book appointments to meet with me or one of my staff about either financial stuff. You can schedule like a financial consultation. You can set up a budgeting meeting and things like that with me. And you can also schedule a health insurance or Medicare meeting and look at our timeframes and get in to meet with us in our office. The website is very intuitive and easy to book, and we get notified of that information. And you can even get a text message letting you know, hey, you have an appointment coming up. It's really wonderful. So into our segment, I'm going to talk a little bit, segue now with that. Now you've gone to my website and hopefully booked your appointment to talk about your health insurance needs. I'm going to talk a little bit about chronic needs, and we're going to talk to Dr. Hayes a little bit about how her office is handling that. First thing I want to talk about, especially if you're on Medicare, if you have a chronic condition such as diabetes, a heart condition, or even if you have COPD or chronic asthma, there are special needs plans available to you that you can enroll in at any time throughout the year if you're not in one of those plans already, and you can get special help to pay for prescriptions. And you also get a thing called the case manager that helps with your chronic condition to help make sure that you're getting the needs that making sure that you're taking care of your chronic condition. Dr. Hazlett, I wanted you to talk a little bit more also about the program you're dealing with regards to original Medicare. A lot of people, we talk a lot about Medicare Advantage in this town. About 60% of our population is on like a Humana Gold Plus Medicare Advantage HMO or another program like United Healthcare, something like that. But they don't realize that about 40% of our population is actually on a Medicare supplement, which means that Medicare is their primary insurance. And then they have a secondary to that, whether it be TRICARE, VA, or anything like that, or even if just have a Medicare supplement plan. But Medicare is their primary. And those people don't get a chronic care condition plan. So what do those people do at your office if they have that?
Well, what we have is an in-house program because if, like you said, if you have Humana Gold, if you have Optum Care, you have someone calling you from a corporate headquarters and they're basically finding out if you're okay. They're seeing if you need anything, if all your needs are being met. They're asking you questions about your health and how your activities of daily living are going and just really general questions, but to make sure that you're getting what you need. In our office, if you have Medicare with a secondary, we have the Medicare program where it's almost like concierge medicine where you have someone who calls you each month, they check on you, but you also have a cell phone, you have a person that you can call morning, noon, night, on weekends. If you need a prescription, you need an appointment, you need to ask a question, they can get in touch with me right away. And you can get something that you normally couldn't get, or you would have to wait to see a doctor, make an appointment, or call the office and wait for a medical assistant to call you. This way you have that person with a private cell phone you can call and get any time of day whenever you need something. So it's a good thing because that way you're really getting personalized service and you can get stuff done very quickly.
Yeah, and somebody has to, when they schedule an appointment with you as a primary care doctor, and they can get in to see you pretty quickly.
Yes.
Within a couple of days. Most people freak out. I can't see my doctor in a couple of weeks. So you can see her within a couple of days, and Dr. Hazlett's office will get you in, and they can see you. And it's actually something you have to do. You actually have to go in and you have to manually, you as a doctor have to go in and put that on their file saying, hey, they qualify for this chronic condition program, correct?
Right. Well, Medicare's program, basically, if you only really need to have one chronic condition, which could be arthritis, it could be diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, anything like this qualifies you for the program, and you get that person that the private service. But the other good thing is let's say you're taking a controlled substance like, for example, tramadol, or you're taking something for sleep, something that you have to go in and see a doctor normally once a month. by having this program, you get to talk to somebody who's actually writing a note saying, I spoke to you today, your needs are being met, or I filled a prescription, I made an appointment, I did something for you. Because there's something on your chart, you're able to get a refill without having to physically come in, get out of your car, see a doctor, get your vital signs. You actually are getting a little appointment on the phone each month so that you're constantly being taken care of. And Medicare covers it. There's no expense to the patient.
Yeah. I know some people, they freak out about, are you gonna ding my credit as saying I have this condition, on my Medicare? And that's I know some people are concerned about that, maybe wanting to buy another Medicare supplement, and they do look at your medical history, maybe looking at life insurance or long-term care insurance, something like that. And they're worried about, well, now I have this thing on my Medicare saying that. Is that true?
No, chronic care management just basically means you have at least one condition. It could be anemia. It could be anything, high cholesterol. I mean, even if your cholesterol is a little bit abnormal, which we can talk about that later. It doesn't mean you need to be on a medication or anything else, but just the fact that you have, been classified as this or a pre-diabetic, anything that could consider that you want someone to call and make sure that you're okay and that you get what you need. I mean, there's nothing better than, oh my gosh, I'm running out of a prescription. You call at 7 o'clock at night and you can actually get something filled, where other offices, you'd have to wait, either come in. Most of the time they make you come in for an appointment. But we try to take care of everybody. And it's nicer so that, especially right now with the coronavirus, that you don't have to come in and you have this person you can call and rely on all the time. So it's a good thing. And it doesn't ding you or make you sound like you have anything. I mean, literally arthritis pain, and who doesn't have that? I mean, anybody over the age of 35 probably has a little arthritis. You already have a chronic condition, whether or not it's severe. I mean, you may have, a list of 20 chronic conditions, but you may only have 1 or 2. But it's the same service, and you can use it as many times. You can call this person every day. You can call this person once a month. They will call you as well, and to make sure that you're okay. So yeah, it's a nice peace of mind.
I know a lot of people that call me, they're like always, it's worried about getting their prescriptions and making sure, especially if something you take regularly and all of a sudden you're out of that refill. It's like, I got to get this taken care of. And it's more of a pain to be like, I got to get this medication today. How do I deal with that? And it's nice to have that extra bonus where the federal government has these dollars set up aside where it's like, we'll help the providers to provide extra care. We'll pay them extra to do that. And if they enroll in this program, that they can get that extra care, and knowing that, hey, I can access you and get that prescription I really need. And I know a lot of people here in Prump, we get a lot of people that move around and they're in their RVs and they might not be in Prump that month because they're visiting their grandkids somewhere else.
Right.
It's kind of nice. They can access you via phone too. Is that?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
I mean, you can do phone appointments, but also just the fact that you have this person that you can call that's part of the chronic care program, they're putting a little, chart note on saying that they spoke to you, and they can get refills for you. They can get anything done. I mean, most of the time, if you come and see me, I do a year supply of medication on all your prescriptions, except for something that's controlled. Sometimes, narcotics are every month. Something like Xanax or Ambien or something like this. Those ones we're allowed to only write for 3 months.
So what are the controlled ones? So we have like Ambien, and I put the two together right now. A new combo drug.
Any kind of prescription drug that you can refill every 3 months and not monthly, because that's really just for narcotics. But everything else like Tramadol, now I'm calling it Ambien, Xanax. There's several things.
The hydrocodones and things.
Well, no, those are every month, and that's a little bit different. But the other ones that are 3 months are like Tylenol 3 with Tylenol with codeine, something like this. We can, as long as we're putting a note in, we can go ahead and do that refill for you. But you should be able to get your 3-month supply on that anyway.
A lot of people that are especially on the chronic pain management, things like that, and they're very worried. I mean, I know that you as a doctor, a lot of people, they blame the doctor, the physician about that, saying, well, it's you're stopping me from getting the prescription.
The state of Nevada.
And it's like, I don't think we realize, about 2 years ago, the state of Nevada actually did some new legislation to try to get rid of a lot of the opioid epidemic here.
Yes.
And they took away a lot of the power of a lot of physicians to be able to prescribe a lot of these prescriptions. And it's tough to be like, I need these, and sometimes people think, well, I can't take this medication with this medication. I've been doing it for ages, but why can't I do it now? It's like, it's not that you can't do it now. It's just we have extra restrictions involved with us that we gotta.
And it's not just, the state of Nevada, they have certain laws, but also the pharmacists follow it. Like, for example, you have a patient who took Tramadol 2 years ago and now they want some because they hurt their back. They're only allowed to get a 7-day course. It's very strict. The pharmacist will not fill it. They'll only give out a 7-day course until it's been that 7 days. Then they have to come back and see the doctor, sign a contract in order to get a longer amount of medication. And as you know, if you have a chronic condition that's worsening over time, you may need to be on this longer. And the restrictions are just tighter and tighter every year. So it used to be we could write 3 months worth of prescriptions for narcotics, such as hydrocodone or Norco or something, and now it's every month they have to see a doctor in order to get a refill, and that's a law. It's Nevada, and the pharmacy will not do any kind of call-in prescription. It all has to be electronic. They have it monitored, and they also have to monitor through a program and look and see the last date you filled it. I mean, it's getting a little crazy.
I mean, the nice thing about this also comes down to the fact that you want to establish that relationship with your primary care.
Right.
Dr. Hazel, I think we have your number up there too. I just want to reiterate, if you're just joining us now, Dr. Hazel's number is up on the board. I mean, I recommend calling them, their office, and getting to know her, or finding a good primary care doctor here that you can work with, and getting to know that person. And it's one important, we talk about, chronic conditions where you can call the doctor and get to know them better. Those things that we need to make sure that we have available to us. We also want to make sure that we understand that you can get health insurance too. Put my number up there too, or if you want to call Battle Born Financial, if you go to our website, even you can schedule an appointment and book with us. We can help you find the health insurance, that special needs plan if you qualify. Maybe we can save you some money on those medications. We can get you that chronic care management that can make sure that you're being taken care of regularly, and be able to see like Dr. Hazel and all them on a regular basis. The chronic care management programs, even on the Medicare Advantage side, can be phenomenally helpful, especially the costs. If you're on Medicare with a supplement, there's a lot of opportunities with supplements you can change anytime too. Most people don't know that. But there's opportunity maybe even save money there and things like that. And you can change your prescription drug plan every year during open enrollment. And a lot of people find that you can keep your doctors and you have a lot more choices as well. I want to kind of leeway. We have another minute or so left in our segment for this part of it, but I'm going to leeway a little bit and give you a little tickle of what we're going to have in the next segment, where we're talking a little bit more about dealing with those chronic conditions, and also dealing with our vision for what we'd like to see. And we love to see people of just getting better and healthier and things like that.
Absolutely.
Just to give you an idea of what we're going to talk about there as well. You also deal with alternative medicine, things like that. Is that correct?
Yes, I have a passion for holistic alternative medicine. If you can take something natural and get healthy, or change your diet and get rid of your diabetes or your blood pressure, improve your heart condition, I'm all for that. And anyone who wants to just take care of themselves naturally without going through medication, really willing to work with you with that. Absolutely.
And you want to see your doctor, like regularly, and once a month, especially these chronic condition things, and you can get the care you need and get the prescriptions, making sure you're not on your prescriptions regularly, and make sure that happens. And maybe there might be a point where you can get off those prescriptions. That'd be the wonderful thing, right? If you can get off those prescriptions and be able to just kind of keep going in life a little bit more. But we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and we'll talk more about the holistic stuff. Thanks for joining us.
We will return with more Doc Talk after these messages. Welcome to Doc Talk with your host, Brent Leavitt. And Doc Talk with Brent is sponsored by Battleborn Financial.
Welcome back to DocTalk. I'm Brent Leavitt, owner of Battleborn Financial Advisor and Health Insurance Brokerage here in Pahrump. Our website and phone number, our web phone is on the board there. Our website is battlebornfinancialadvisor.com. You can book an appointment with me or one of my health insurance agents, and helping you with your healthcare needs and also your financial needs. Just want to put it out there again that we are now booking appointments, helping people with budgeting, as well as helping with their dealing with their bill pay stuff, and also helping people just get out of debt and then invest for the future. We want to make sure people are healthy and wealthy and wise. And that was the portion of the segment I wanted to call it Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise, is the fact that we're going to talk a little bit about the healthy side. And Dr. Hazel here is our guest, and she's here talking to us about the health. And we were talking about passions earlier, just before we came into the studio. And we were talking about the fact that Dr. Hazel's passion is we love to see people in getting better, and you want to see them progressing and then healthy and healthier. I have a passion too, is the financial side of things, where I want to make sure people are, number one, getting the protection they need in their health insurance care, but I have a passion for them making sure they have a healthy life financially too. And a lot of times you find that they're interconnected. It's amazing to me, if you're on a lot of, we talk about chronic conditions as well, as you're on a lot of insulins and different medications, those can get super expensive really quick. And if you can somehow get rid of that need, it's an investment in yourself to take care of it, and your body and mind get are able to think better and you're able to live a little better life. And I know for me, it's been difficult in this COVID stuff where just depression and stuff has been heavier and harder. I swear, I think Amazon, they deliver my house constantly, but and we're always getting something new. But financially, it's wonderful to think about. We can budget, we can make things better, and I recommend you make those appointments. But I'm going to talk about Dr. Hazlett. Sorry, question for you is more talk a little bit about your vision and what you want to do in regards to making people healthier and prompt.
Well, I think there's so much you can do with diet changes. We talked on a few segments about diabetes in particular. Patients that are on insulin, for example, insulin's job is basically to take the glucose out of your bloodstream and turn it into fat. So your blood sugar is lower, but on the same time, you're actually gaining weight, requiring more insulin. And it's kind of this ongoing battle where your blood sugar is always out of control because you're heavier and you need more insulin. And it's just a cycle that never stops. By changing your diet, I've seen patients with A1Cs over 10 go down to the 5 range just by changing their diet alone without any medication. And if you can cure your diabetes with diet, that is the optimal way to go. Of course, there's so many complications from diabetes itself, and that's such a serious condition that so many people have right now. And diet changes would be amazing. I mean, like you said, a vision. Oh gosh. I mean, they have the wonderful health institutes all over the country, like Hippocrates Health Institute. There's one, Optimum Health Institute in San Diego, where you basically can go. If you have any serious conditions, you can do juice fasting, change your diet. A lot of supplements and things that are all natural, and people curing themselves of disease. I think Pahrump should definitely have something available for people that don't want to take medicine. Not everybody wants to go and take chemotherapy if they have cancer, although I don't suggest that you don't do that. But at the same time, you should have options on how you want to treat yourself and your body and whatever disease process that you have. And we should have that ability to do that.
And we also, we mentioned too, it's sometimes difficult for people to change their diet. It's like as simple as, oh, this diet, this new fad, this thing. It's like, it gets really to be the point where it's like, how do you really control it? I know, thinking like especially my family, especially my wife and my kids and me and myself, we have a lot of allergies in our house, and it's difficult to be like, oh, here's a new keto diet, but yet we can't have nuts because we're allergic to them,
Okay.
Or it's like, I can't have this. It's like, well, it's great. It'd be awesome. I can eat this and this and this, or I can't eat fruits even because my allergies, for my wife, whatever it is, those things are difficult to do. And that's why it's good to have a physician, right? To be able to say, hey, well, this is how you can do it controlled.
Oh, sure.
Here's some prescriptions and things like that.
There's options to change everything and to make it, suitable just for yourself.
Yeah. And your office, and you mentioned doing vitamin B12 shots. What is
Yes.
that? How does that help in regards to energy or things like that?
Well, we have 2 different injections that we have. And a lot of times if you just come in for an appointment, your insurance will cover it because they cover injections and a nurse visit also with the vitals. You can definitely come in and get injections without having to pay the cost for them, which is a great thing that we've discovered. B12 is for energy, really. It helps with metabolism. It makes you feel good. I get an injection every week, but we also have something called MIC, which is 3 different amino acids that help with metabolism. They also help with energy. And if you're on a diet or if you're eating healthy or a clean diet, it actually improves your weight loss and makes it faster by getting the injection. So we have that combination.
Are these covered by insurance, or are they something that you just do? You pay
we
cash
have them. I mean, some insurances don't cover it, but if you come in for a visit, it's covered as an injection.
Okay.
So you don't have to pay anything and you can get the injections. Certain insurances do not do this, but the majority, like Medicare, Medicaid, there's quite a few of the, like Blue Cross, they allow you to come in and see your physician. They pay for that. And if you have an injection, they will cover the cost of an injection as well.
Yeah, I know we talked a little bit before too, just before not in the show, but there's so many weight loss programs out there in different programs. And I think we just get inundated with them out there. And a lot of people, they think that they can spend loads of money and just they're going to get some miracle drug, like I'll pay $50,000 just to lose weight, or because this new thing, I'll pay you this much money or get a lifetime supply of whatever it is you're feeding me. I think it's difficult to think about that. We always want that miracle drug out there, but I mean, surprisingly enough, it actually, to keep healthy, and it's not that expensive. It's affordable, right? Especially at your office where you almost, you're saying a lot of your supplements and stuff, you give them at cost. You don't really make any money on your supplements either, right?
I mean, they're very low cost, but you don't have to have the supplements to do the diet, to lose weight. The diet alone, I mean, getting rid of carbohydrates is probably the biggest thing that anyone can do to help themselves. It's the bad carbohydrates, it's the sugars, it's the bread, the pasta, the rice, that type of thing, cereals that are so bad for you, that cause high cholesterol, that cause heart disease. Just eating healthy, eating clean, but also just really watching portions. Because when it comes down to it, I mean, any diet's going to work where you reduce your calories, but you want to have something that's healthy so your body's actually healthier when you're done with your diet. I know there's plant-based diets, and a lot of people probably go, oh no, I don't want to be a vegan, but there's plant-based diets with proof of showing a cardiac cath where they go in, look at your vessels, they'll see the complete occlusion where someone may actually need to have a stent, but they've done diet alone. And you can actually watch this on the internet where their vessels are now open after just changing their diet after 6 months. I mean, that's pretty amazing to say, I didn't get a stent, but now my heart is all open, my vessels are open just because I changed the way I eat and the way I live. And you're able to, to basically reverse your heart disease, which is really impressive.
Yeah. And now, I don't know, do you offer any coaching at all for people that, especially those that we only have, a lot of people that can't get it, it's hard to get it out of their house or things like that. And we have limited resources in regards to places we can shop here as well.
We're waiting for Trader Joe's.
Oh yeah. So put it out there, make sure we, you call us,
whoever's out there that wants to build that Trader Joe's, please.
We have more organic stuff here as well.
Yes.
Do you have any, are you able to train people? Do you have nutritionists that you help with or anything like that?
We don't have any nutritionists. I mean, we gave out, a copy of the diet plan that's kind of what we suggest, but everything can, you have to make it suitable to yourself. I mean, some people are going to say, I'm not going to give up this, but you can, figure out a way to put it in your diet so that you can enjoy yourself. You want to enjoy your life, but at the same time, you want to be as healthy as you can, and you want to be able to get rid of these chronic conditions. Because, living without pain and without, diabetes or all the complications would be amazing.
Yeah. I know, I'm going to give a shout out to it just right as well. We have resources as well in town. I know that, I don't think you know Crystal, but there's a place called Natural Vibes Wellness Center with Crystal Atwood. She actually does a lot of that stuff too, like as a coaching side of things. We have some great gyms and stuff here in town as well, like the Fitness for 10 and things like that. And we have great resources here in town where you can go and you can get yourself a little healthier and whatnot and exercise. And and it's amazing how affordable things are in this town too. People think we got to go to Vegas where it's probably a lot more expensive. We get a lot of stuff here. I mean, you sell a lot of supplements at your office. There's places in town that we can get some affordable care. Your health insurance covers a lot of this stuff, and take advantage of those things. I mean, you can get vitamin B shots. I didn't think you can get shots here in town, or that mixture combo. It is.
Absolutely. I mean, you just come in and you have a nurse visit. You're able to get an injection and feel better and help your metabolism. I mean, it's great. Yeah. I wouldn't miss mine. So as long as you're not afraid of needles.
So if we're going to be healthy, I told you healthy, wealthy, and wise. So I talked a little about wealth too. I was just talking about just making sure that we're taking care of finances. I want to encourage more to come into my office. We'll talk more about the wealth stuff too, and getting sure that you're in a good position there, because they go hand in hand with the financial stuff. And then wise. How does somebody get wise about health? I mean, there's so much stuff out there online, and how do we know what's good and what's bad?
The internet's great because it gives a lot of information. It can also give a little bit too much information. But at the same time, sometimes it's a wake-up call where you come in and you think you're healthy, and then you get your blood test results and you find out your cholesterol's over 300. You find out you're a pre-diabetic where before you didn't know that you were. You find out that you're hypothyroid. I mean, when you have a wake-up call, or a family member is very sick with something, then you realize, I don't want to get cancer. I don't want to get diabetes. I don't want to have high cholesterol. I don't want to have a heart attack. All these things, it just takes that 1 minute where you make that connection where like, okay, what can I do to make these changes so that I can live healthier and feel better?
You made me think about me, and I have quite a few physicians that have been my clients, and it's just dealing with sometimes they come to see me like, Brent, I need something with either financial or I need life insurance, whatever it is. And they've been taking care of patients and helping them live a healthier life. And then they go and get their own testing done, and they realize that, oh my goodness, I have missed my own life because I've been working with, and they realize that their numbers are way out of whack and things like that. And it's like, you think that the physician that's taking care of people would understand their own body, but sometimes even doing your own job, you don't even think about your own situation. You're thinking about others so much that you forget about yourself. And it takes time to actually be like, wait a minute, I think I know everything about the world, and I'm super smart. I'm the best, smartest guy ever. And you forget that unless you go talk to somebody else, you realize that, wait a minute, maybe I'm missing something about my own health. And it's good to kind of have a little humbling experience to come back and say, wait a minute, I should be getting this checked out a little bit more often. I should be seeing my primary care doctor, even if you're the smartest cookie on the block or the best health coach and guru. You're the best.
You need to know.
On the internet, whatever it is on your Facebook page, whatever it is. But you need to know and talk to your doctor. That's the reason why they go to medical school, and not just because even they themselves are perfect. It's because you're taught to look at them and say, okay, this is what we can do to help you. And that's with any, I think, realm of life. And that's why we need coaches or people to help us and take advantage of the fact that we can provide help. A lot of help, even in my office. Put my number up there again, battlebornfinancialadvisor.com. Give our office a call, and you can make an appointment to talk to us about your healthcare needs and and also financial needs. And then also Dr. Hazlett's number. She love to have new patients and can make sure you're seen in a timely manner. You don't have to wait weeks on ends, and you don't have to wait a couple hours in the waiting room even. You can actually, she'll get you in pretty quickly, and hopefully you're not wasting your day. And it's a safe place to be. They clean it out and make sure that you're social distancing and everything like that. So thanks so much. We'll love to see you next week, and talk to you then.